start from this moment.
Just call me Dragon. Also, the name is named by my grandparents from North Korea. He beyond the border about
Yes, about 75 years ago, in my country, there was a war. As you can see, during the time, my grandparents and my mother's grandparents made the decision to settle down in South Korea. Fortunately, yes, you can find me in the middle of the photo. Yes, it's me. And the next to me is my younger brother. And in front of us, those are my grandparents. And behind us, there are my father and my mother. And this photo is taken about 1942 in Kyoto, in Japan. They are my mother's parents. And they moved to the Korea around 1945. 안녕하십니까? 제 이름은 김용완입니다. The meaning of my name is Golden Dragon Completion. This is too much. But I love this name. My grandparents gave this name. So from now on, I'm going to show you my life. This is my family. As you can see, I have a really best friend. I met them about 10 years ago. This is my wife. She's working for the Korean government. Yes. And this is my son and my daughter. They're going to join about 3 weeks later. So they're going to come from South Korea. I'll let you know where is the Korea. Can you recognize where it is here? Yes. We are E51 now. Right here. It's totally opposite place. So now in Korea, it's just over midnight. Yes. And my grandparents born and raised in this place in North Korea. And as I told you, they settled down. This beach just after the war. And my father was born and raised in this place. About a few years ago, I asked to my father, hey, Dave, why you born me not here in Ulsan? He explained to me he was young, around 12 years old. Some of his friends were injured or dead by the mine. During that time, he made a decision. Okay, let's move up. More better place for children. and then he moved to his place. Is there anyone who used the Hyundai Motors? Yes. Here is the Hyundai Motors headquarters. My father was moved as a welder after his military service in this place. And I was born and raised in this area. And here is my high school and middle school. It was so nice place. And after graduation, is there anyone who used the Samsung cell phone? I moved to the Seoul, and here is the Samsung Electronics headquarters. And my university is just next to here. My major was architect. The reason why my father made the money as a welder in his 20s, and then he made his own business as an architect. When I returned home around 12, someday I saw my father. He saw the drawing just against the window. It was so beautiful. That time I made a decision. Okay, let's be the architect. It's my job. That's the reason why I'm architect. When I was a sophomore, I volunteered for the Navy, and I served 2.5 years at here. After military service, I returned to my university, and I had an accident. I made a model for the graduation. It was really huge model, but we don't have enough time. So I tried to use the cutting machine to cut a lot of materials. But during that time, one of my finger was cut. Yes. So that night, I grabbed my finger and swept the blood, and I applied who ran that machine. And then I moved to the medical center in my university. It was not that much pain, physically, but mentally, I was broken. And I asked to the God, why? Why not? You cut my finger. Because after military service, I just want to struggle to survive. I'm going to let you know the reason why. When I stopped the medical center and I asked to the doctor, please, just discard my finger and cover it. And doctor asked me, why? You're so young. Why you do that? So I explained to him. About 3 years ago, in my country, there was an economic crisis.
When the crisis hit Korea, the government turned to the International Monetary Fund.
The causes of the Korean crisis were a build-up of bad debts in the banking system that at some stage reached the surface and caused great investor concern.
Hubert Mice headed the IMF team that worked with the Korean government to perform economic triage. Working night and day at a hotel in Seoul, with reporters camped in the lobby, the two sides fashioned a recovery plan within a week.
A second reason is the large build-up of short-term borrowing, which at the time
So thousands, millions of people lost their job just in 1 month. And small business almost bankrupt. And my father couldn't afford the money. He was bankrupt as well. So I don't have any money. That's the reason why I asked doctor. But fortunately, some of our professors and doctors tried to help me. And I got surgery and they connect my finger. When I wake up, I made a decision. Okay, don't give up. Just move again and let's go for it. And after that, after graduate, I got a job at this place. This is my first project as an architect engineer. I work for the nuclear power plant and I built these buildings.
Wow.
After that, I moved to the Tianjin airport in China. And I work with the Tianjin Port Authority to build a cargo terminal at here. And then I move again to the Uzbekistan.
Oh.
And I stayed at here and then built this complex. It took almost 2 years, but I never learned Russian language yet. But there was no problem because we are engineers. Without Russian language, we can have a communication everything with these drawings. Yes, we can. And 2 years later, I realized when you work together with Russian and Uzbekistan engineers, language is not that much important because we have a same goals. From that moment, I believe I can work anywhere where I want. I believe. And then I returned to Korea and I built this marina facility for the 2014 Asian Games.
Wow.
And then I got a chance to work in America. It was 2015, almost 10 years ago. Here is the LA, and I built this skyscraper. It took almost 15 years. I just engaged the last 5 years as an owner's representative. And I work with Turner and Gensel, the hugest construction company and design company. On the opening night, I prepare beer and cigar. And I had it right here. It was so nice. But don't forget, it's illegal. And then I got more chance. I worked at LAX and JFK Airport. And I planned the renovation or remodeling plan for our cargo terminals and lounges. So last 2 decades, as you can see, I look around a lot of places. It's crazy. And then here's my final project. Here is the Mactan Cebu International Airport. Yes, Navisa. Yes. But at this time, I didn't work at the airport. I worked right here. Let me show you the reason why. As we can see, we had an accident. And also our management picked about 20 guys, and then they sent them to right here. We had a lot of constraints, especially weather. My mission was to build that road. Every night there was a rain. It was a mess. But we made it. just a few months ago, within the Korea, I got another call, Audi movie. The Dragon. One of our ship disappeared last night,
Wow.
and we found this ship was sinking in the water. So, as you can see, I will start my career as an architect. But 20 years later, I do everything related to the construction or infrastructure. So, this is my life. I wrote this graph about 2 years ago. When I wrote the drawing this way, I realized, wow, it's like a Bitcoin. You remember? You remember? About 20 years ago, one of my fingers was cut. And during those projects, I took 2 more times surgery. It was so hard. And when I got the unexpected accident, it broke me again. But as you can see, I never gave up. Just move forward and hold my position and take the moment. Here is the reason why I volunteer for this money today. As I told you at the first day, my father just passed away last October. He returned to his place. He was born and raised. Exactly last year today, we took a trip his hometown, and he told me, Dragon, please let me go at that place. Here's my home. I'm not a native. I try to transfer my courage. Who is hesitating with our muddy talk. This is the first reason why I volunteer for this movement. And the second is, I just want to make sure, I just want to transport you guys. If you don't give up, you can make anything, whatever you want. I believe you already know that. So I just try to remind all of us. And the last thing is, last few months, I thought about a lot of things. Why am I here? How can I commit to my cohort in my life? Now I had the result. When you get married, please just let me know. Because, as you know, I'm working for the airline company. I can go anywhere. I'll be with you. And also, about 20 or 30 years later, hopefully 40 or 50 years later, you feel so bad and you know you are almost dying. Just let me know. If I live longer than you, I'm gonna be with you.